Welcome to Built on the Rock Homestead. For those who are new to this channel, my name is Kiri and I just want to welcome you and thank you for watching. I happen to live on the western edge of the Texas Hill Country. Basically, I'm in the boonies. I'm pretty remote, though you go farther west and it's even more remote. But it's a good hour just to get to a Walmart or grocery store, except for a teeny town half grocery store, half hardware store. It's this pretty remote area here. And well, I'm also single. I live totally alone on 20 acres. I have a variety of animals, rabbits and geese and ducks and goats and chickens, dogs, cats, just a whole variety. And I love it out here. But one of the big things about living out here is, well, I'm alone and I'm far. My closest full-time neighbor is literally a half mile away. I'm a mile from a paved road. So if anything happens, it can be a little scary. What am I going to do? I have had situations where I got mildly injured or whatever, and I was able to get help. But this past Friday, one of my biggest fearful events occurred, and that was my truck broke. I was literally on a 2-lane state highway outside of town, several miles away, and we think a tie rod broke. I was going 70 miles per hour at the time this happened. The speed limit is actually 75, but I never go that fast. I prefer to go 70. So it took everything in me to hit the brakes and get this vehicle safely stopped without getting in a serious accident, which I managed to do. Then there was the problem of this vehicle was undrivable. The tire was facing the wrong direction. It was cattywampus. It was just, I wasn't going anywhere. But God provided for me. Miraculously, the very first vehicle to show up in my pathway was a friend and a neighbor who lives, by road, it's a couple miles from me. She stopped. She picked me up, saw what my issue was, took me to church, called our pastor, who came and started helping. So, the number one was getting me off the highway and safe. Number two was getting my truck off the highway. And there's only one tow truck in the entire town, or possibly the entire county. I'm remote. So, with the help of, my pastor and others, we managed to get the truck hauled off. And honestly, I thought I was going to have it towed to another county. But thankfully, there was one guy in town who has the abilities to do the repair. And so that's where the truck got towed to. Well, then the problem is I literally live 15 miles from this town. Literally. And there's nothing out where I live. It's a mile just to get to a paved road. And I was going to be trapped at home once I could even get home. Well, somebody who also attends my church, also is a friend, and also works for the senior center. She came to get ice, drove up. As soon as she heard of my predicament, she said, I've got a truck that's just sitting there. It's actually her stepfather's truck. Her stepfather, he passed away last spring, and this man, he passed away at the age of 100. So his truck is just sitting there. It's insured, it's registered, everything's up to date on it. So in less than an hour of this serious situation of my truck being totally broken and disabled, I was safe in town. It was off the highway. and I had a truck I could borrow. And I'm just so thankful because I don't know what I would have done elsewise. That's the truck. It runs great. I have no idea what year it is. There is issues that there's a short in the locking system. I was told never to leave the truck without the keys in my hand. It will lock and unlock on its own randomly. I can borrow it until my truck gets fixed. This thing has a built-in cassette tape player. I'm not kidding you. I haven't seen one of those in so long, but it runs great. Now, I have had issues because every single thing on this truck is backwards. I mean, literally, I'm used to the speedometer being over here. Also, my truck goes up much higher on the speedometer. So the numbers are wrong. So I've had problems of thinking I was speeding when I wasn't. I'm used to the lights being over here, but in this truck, they're here. So it's kind of interesting because I'm really having to focus on those things that you never think about once you get used to your own vehicle. But other than, messing with my brain and stuff, it works. And if you've never seen a cassette tape player, this is a built-in cassette tape player. And here are some cassette tapes. For those of you who are young and never seen one, this is a cassette tape, and I'm not sure which direction. It's either that direction or that direction. I haven't tried putting anything in there. I was in this truck, driving this truck, which is totally legal. It's registered. Everything is, insured. Everything's fine. In under an hour from when my personal truck broke. That's how fast this, that I was taken care of. Probably within that same amount of time or shortly thereafter, my truck got towed off the highway and was, safely in the shop. Just everything so far has worked out great. There's just one little problem that is still to be resolved. I have no money to pay for this repair, so I'm not sure how it's going to get paid. My channel is not monetized. I don't qualify yet. I haven't had enough views. I have over 1,000 subscribers, so I meant that. But I have yet to be able to make 4,000 watch hours. I've tried and tried and tried. It's hard. My laptop broke. I don't have Wi-Fi here. So that makes it tough, but I keep trying. I keep trying to, I film with my phone and I get things on the internet as soon as I can. It's hard. The last video I published was, I think it was 7 minutes long, and it took 5 hours to upload. That's not a joke. It's because I'm using a cell tower to upload. I do not have Wi-Fi. But that's my story of the truck. God has taken care of me. I can get to and from town. I'm not stranded out here. I was able to go to church on Sunday. Somebody is fixing my truck. How I'm going to pay, I have no idea. I'm going to put I do have PayPal, and if by any chance you feel led, you don't have to, I'm not begging, but if you feel led to help with any amount of money, I'd really appreciate it. But if you don't or you can't afford it, I 100% understand. I mean, money is so tight, and I know somehow the finances will be taken care of, whether it's through donations of YouTube or it's donations from somebody here in town. I don't know how it's going to get paid for. I'm just going to have to trust God. But I just wanted to put that out there in case somebody really does feel as if they really feel God is leading them to help with this financial crisis I'm undergoing right now. But until my truck is repaired, I at least have transportation And that's a huge blessing. I have people at church who helped me. It's just the whole, everything that happened on Friday, though it was traumatic, I've never had a vehicle get so disabled so quickly. And I was going 70 miles per hour. So stopping was not easy, but I maintained control. And I got kind of off the road onto the shoulder. On the other side of the shoulder is literally grass. It would have been almost impossible to get on that grass. But it all got taken care of. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. I hope things are going a lot better for you than they're going for me. But I just wanted to update you with my situation. You know, it's hard when you're single and you live out alone. I love living out here, but it does get kind of scary at times. You know, one of my biggest fears was to be without transportation, and that's kind of been taken care of. I can borrow this truck until mine is fixed. So thanks for listening, and I hope that things are going great for you, and you have a wonderful day. You take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.